Okay, one more person. Okay, we're good? All right, welcome everybody. I'm really excited to see so many people here and also familiar names from the form. So thank you to everybody who filled that out. We got a really good sense of what types of people are joining us. And I'm just really ready to get this club off the ground and rolling. We've been preparing so much and we have so many events planned for you all. So definitely excited. So this is Cornell Data Journal, and we are going to be talking about the following things in this meeting. Just an introduction to the club in general. You're going to meet the e-board, who's been putting in so much time to make this a great club. We're going to get a semester at the glance. So it's basically going to be a overview of what events we have planned and the process that we've planned out for different workshops and things. And then we're going to try and cover the editorial process that we've worked on. And finally, we'll do some logistics. So getting your feedback, any questions, and just polling availability and things like that. So what is Cornell Data Journal? So we are an online investigative journalism publication featuring data visualization, data communication, and interdisciplinary research pieces. And I know this is still a pretty ambiguous or broad definition, but I think that's one of the greatest things about this field is that it's emerging right now and people are finding constantly new ways to fit code and journalism together. They're finding new ways to ideate on how we communicate information. So our club is going to be focused on 3 different goals. We're going to first have individuals and teams collaborating on articles and providing them a space to publish their work. We have so many interesting students and professionals that we're bringing in, and we want to give them a voice on this campus. I feel like right now we don't really have that. We're going to publish articles on a rolling basis because there are so many different types of projects that we can do. We're also going to have skill building workshops and seminars because we know that we have a lot of humanities members as well, and we want to include you all. We think you have really great ideas and specialties that aren't necessarily code, and we want you to be represented. And we also have just the goal of building a presence on campus for data journalism, having a community, being able to learn from each other in ways that we haven't been able to previously. And now we're going to meet the e-board. I think this is really important because you're going to be interfacing with them one-on-one. And we have a lot of people who have TA'd different courses. We have Melanie Walsh, who's our faculty advisor, and she's extremely knowledgeable. So just meeting her and getting to know all of her faces. And this is a tree of how we have structured the e-board and how we're going to provide support to anybody who wants to join. So at the top, we have Melanie again. She's our faculty advisor. She's been amazing, so engaging, and her research directly involves all of the different topics that data journalism does. So we couldn't imagine a better fit. Then there's me. I'm Annie. Hi. I'm editor-in-chief, and I founded this with Dana, who is the managing editor. We wanted to see this community on campus, and I can't believe that so many people have helped us make it a reality. And then we have Leslie, who's the lead technical editor, and Megan, who's a deputy editor. They kind of address the 2 different sides, one being the code and the visualization part, the more technical things, and the other side being the writing, the storytelling, and bringing everything together into a cohesive narrative. And then under them, there's marketing and web development going on. There's graphics, there's marketing, there's so much stuff. So yeah, we're gonna hear from each of them and they're gonna introduce themselves after I introduce myself. So this is me. I'm a senior studying information science and English. I'm passionate about leveraging analytics for so many different causes, I guess, but the main one is environmental sustainability. I found this really naturally at Cornell because we are one of the leaders in sustainability. So I've worked with campus sustainability office doing data analytics, Kitsch magazine as well with the publication side of things. And I also love strategy and just thinking about things. So energy tech is one of my interests as well. And my role in the publication is just to support all the members, hearing feedback, making sure that our structure is something that's going to be conducive for all members. And I'll pass it off to Dana.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Dana. I'm a junior. I'm also majoring in information science, and I'm also studying policy analysis and management. I'm particularly interested in accessibility within global technology and financial transactions and how we can leverage data science in these fields. Some of my other involvements is I'm a photographer on Thread Magazine. I'm on Cornell Thrift, and when it was still alive, Cornell Computer Reuse Association. Yeah, and so what I do is I work with Annie and the rest of the e-board on the operations of the journal. This means expanding our presence and reaching out to people in the data science and journalism field to join our seminar series and come speak with us. So if you have a specific topic or field that you really want to learn more about, and there's like someone out there that inspires you a lot, reach out to me and we will try to make it happen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Megan. I'm a senior majoring in English computer science with a minor in Portuguese. And I'm just super excited about the intersection between technology and humanities. Data journalism is something I've been interested in for a long time. Like, how can we use technology to like tell these really interesting stories? My other involvements on campus are I'm a tutor at the Night Writing Institute. I'm on Kitsch Magazine. And off campus, I'm an editorial intern at Telescope Film. And then so what I'm gonna do is I am like leading a team of like non-technical editors, and we're gonna work to like edit, proofread, and advise the writing of articles. And also this is just something like digital is something that I've always been interested about, and I'm super excited to like get to like work with you guys and write my own articles.
Hi guys, I'm Leslie, and I'm currently a senior studying computer science and information science. Um, I think just overall at Cornell, I'm really passionate about both Android development and creating data visualizations, and I've been working to lower the barrier of entry for these technologies by creating courses for them, also creating workshops. So outside of Cornell Data Journal, I am heavily involved in Cornell App Dev. I used to serve as an Android lead, and currently I am teaching an Android course for them. I am also a visualization developer for Perfect Match, which is a matchmaking service on campus. And I also develop data viz on the side as well. Um, Basically, for my role, I'll be leading a team of technical editors to help build data visualizations for different articles, and I'll be providing advice and debugging help for those. And I'll also be helping with building a curriculum for potentially a data journal led like course that students can take for credit, which will be really exciting. And I'm just excited to build some really cool data viz projects and like publish it on our platform.
Okay, hey guys, my name is Yumi. I am the marketing and branding lead for Cornell Data Journalism. I'm a senior majoring in design and environmental analysis. If you know what my major is, you deserve a candy from me. I also minor in UX with information science. I usually, my concentration is mostly on human-centered design, focusing on the emotional cognition and perception in AR and VR. With other involvements, I'm also involved with Medium on editorial team and their promotional content design team. I also love to dance, so I'm part of the Assorted Aces team. I also do a lot of researches and stuff like that. So I'm part of the Med Design and Technology Lab, focusing on like production design, product design, and emotional cognition and stuff like that. What I do, I'll be in charge of strategizing the club's identity. If you've seen the logo, that's created by me. I'm also hoping to strategize presence and impact of the criminal community. I'll be helping to aid directionality for website development, making sure that the website is very CDJ style, communicating their ideation and projects and stuff like that. I'll also be creating and managing CDJ's promotional contents with Li Ying and Tasha.
All right, hello guys. My name is Li Yang. I'm a junior studying InfoSci and minoring in visual studies and business. One of my main interests is visual content creation with more of a marketing direction. And outside of CDJ, I was involved in alternative spring breaks, Willard Straight Hall Student Union Board, CAPSU, and also like Uni, I like doing digital illustrations during my free time. And what I'll be doing, I'll be working closely with Yoonmi and Tasha on all things branding and different marketing initiatives.
Hello, I'm Andre. I'm just a web developer. I'm a sophomore computer science. I am interested in sort of the ways that how broad technology and computer science is and how like effectively it can be used in all these different varieties of fields and how it can be applied everywhere. My other involvements at Cornell aren't really that broad just yet. I'm actually a new transfer student, but I'm hoping to get more involved with things later on. And what I'll be doing with the team is I'll be working on developing the website, which we're actually doing from scratch just to give us more freedom. And so after that, once we sort of have the website up and running, I'll be working on developing sort of the tools and the frameworks to speed up the technical part of article creation, sort of make it more accessible to people who aren't that interested in the very technical nitty-gritty side of it.
Hey everyone, I'm Tosh and I'm a senior majoring in hotel administration with a marketing concentration, and I'm also doing a minor in info science. At Cornell, I'm part of the Meinig Scholars and the Multicultural Concert Funding Advisory Board, where we just plan different concerts for Cornell, which probably won't be working so well this year. I also do photography and music production outside of Cornell. And with Cornell Data Journal, I'm going to be working on marketing.
Hi everyone, I'm Melanie Walsh. I'm a postdoc in information science here at Cornell. You can call me Dr. Walsh. You can call me Melanie if you really want, but other students have been calling me Dr. Walsh or Professor Walsh. I got my PhD in English literature in American fiction, actually. And then, as I say in this slide, I slowly became obsessed with seeing literature and culture everywhere on the internet. And I got really interested in programming and data visualization and trying to merge these things that some people think don't belong together, but I really do. So I'm very excited about this club and excited to be the faculty mentor. Here at Cornell, I'm also a mentor for the Digital Humanities Club. And last spring, I taught a course called Introduction to Cultural Analytics, which was geared toward humanities students and social science students and trying to empower them and equip them to be able to bridge these fields. My role here with the journal is at the broadest level to ensure that we are all fulfilling our mission. We don't currently have a mission statement, I'm pretty sure, but I think that's something that I would really like us to all have. And when we have that mission statement, I will be helping to ensure that it is fulfilled. And otherwise, I'm just here to provide feedback about story or essay ideas, or help troubleshoot, or provide any other kind of guidance or support. And then I'm also here to help be a liaison with the faculty and the administration if there's stuff you need. So you can think of me as a resource and reach out to me at my email. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Nice. Okay, so that was everyone. And now we're going to take some time. Just if you've noticed, there are some yellowed out positions that we're still looking for. And this is an open call to any of you. If you want to take on a larger role in the publication, or if you want to be more involved in like the programming, the operations behind the whole publication, reach out to each of the respective people here. They're now going to go through and talk about what they're expecting from each role and like what would make you a great fit. So yeah, for the web editors, Andre will be interfacing with you.
Okay, so what you're going to be doing as a web editor, if you're interested, is at first, web editor is an interesting role because it's sort of has a transition in it where at the very start now, the website isn't developed. You don't really have any of the systems that we're going to be using yet. So we're going to be focused on making those systems and sort of setting up the website and also just designing the technical part of it and figuring out what the best way to have article submission system and like ways for the technical part of that and ways for how to sort of integrate the visual interactive coding part with the writing part, and how to have that work very smoothly and work well on the back end. And after we develop that and sort of have the website and the frameworks that we're happy with, I think the web editor's role will sort of transition to not quite, but something more similar, like the technical editors. I think sort of a good way to phrase this would be like, once we have the website up and everything is running, web editors would be like, web editors to technical editors would be like copy editors to editors. And so if you don't know what the difference between a copy editor and editor is, yeah, don't worry. I didn't know either until like an hour ago when I Googled it. But we should hear about that soon. Yeah, and I'm very excited about this role because I think it's sort of interesting that we're going to be doing everything from scratch, and you sort of do have really the power and the ability to build everything up from anew, and so you have a lot of cool things you can do which you can't normally do if you're adding on to something that's existing. The time commitments, we're not really expecting like that much from you. It's all very, you can do as little or as much as you like. It all depends on how interested you are in the project, and you don't really have to like know anything right now. I'm totally willing to help you out, and we're all willing to teach you and get you started on the ways we're going to the languages and all that we're going to be using. So don't really worry about things like that. But because of that, because of these two things where the time commitment is small and the skills, we don't really have any required skills, it's all also going to be very self-motivated. So, but I think that, I mean, that personally appeals to me, and I hope that it appeals to you.
Nice. Yeah. And Leslie can talk about the technical editors. They're pretty similar, but they have, once the publication is rolling, they will have different functions.
Well, I guess like in short, like I don't have a super long pitch, but in short, like technical editors will be working directly with copy editors to work on articles. So if you think of like a New York Times article, it has like a data visualization, a text around it that sort of explains what's going on in visualization. Basically, technical editors will be working on the visualizations itself. And these articles can be like very small, like maybe a simple graph, maybe like more complex with like interactions, animations, or like much larger, where it's like an entire full scale project. I don't really mind like which one you choose. Like you could definitely start small and work upwards. And in terms of technology, like it would be good to know like a little bit of like web dev, maybe a little bit of JavaScript, but we can also start small with like either R or like some more, I guess, more static versions of creating visualizations. I'm like all for it. And yeah, mainly I'll just be helping out with debugging and helping you like design and just develop the visualizations themselves.
Also, to clarify on this role, they can be thought of as basically TAs, where in a computer science class, if you've taken one, you'll take your project, it might have a bug in it, you don't know what's up. You take it to the one of the technical editors and they'll help you work through it. So they're basically like another source of technical advice for how to get through your article if you're writing. And yeah, Megan can talk about the copy editors and the editors.
Yeah, so what the copy editors and editors are going to be doing is we're going to be editing, proofreading, and advising on people's articles. So I personally think this is like a really cool role because you're going to get to like touch a lot of different articles and get to really be involved. And also, like, I know that a lot of you are probably interested in the data visualization and technical skills side of this, but I personally think that like data journalism is really at its heart about storytelling, and I think this is like a really awesome opportunity to like help people like be able to tell their stories in the best way. And really what I'm looking for is anyone who's just passionate about like editing or journalism. Like I don't know if anyone knows this, but I started off Cornell as a computer science major in engineering, and I have become an English major in arts and sciences. So if you are a CS major in engineer, this is a great opportunity to get involved in humanities, like gain some new skills. And hey, there's still time to switch your major to English. So yeah, anyone is welcome to apply.
That was a really good pitch. I want to be a copy editor or an editor now. You convinced me. So yeah, that was kind of an overview of what our e-board looks like. And now we'll just go through the semester at a glance because there are a lot of things planned and we want to let you know about them. So next week, the 29th at the same time, 5 to 6 p.m., we'll be having our brainstorming meeting. And I want to emphasize this is a very casual, open-ended, shapeless meeting. Well, not shapeless, but it's very open to whatever you want to bring to the table. So if you have some interesting data sets that you found a year ago and you've been thinking about it, but you never did anything with it, throw it in there. Maybe somebody will want to do something with it with you. If you have a topic that you're interested in, if you have a question that you want to explore, just anything that could bring a lead to a project, we're open to it, and we'll throw them all in a spreadsheet and that'll get the projects rolling. After that, we'll form teams. People can sign up for whatever teams they want to and whatever topics they want to form some articles, and we'll begin the drafting process. And alongside the drafting process, we'll be learning a lot about data journalism, data ethics, how to scrape your data ethically, and things like that. So these will be in workshops and seminars. So October 8th is Manami, who is a journalist at Thomson Reuters. She does graphics and data visualization there. And then the week after that, we'll have Dr. Walsh, or Melanie, and she'll be talking about her research and different methodologies regarding data ethics, as well as scraping from Twitter and Reddit, getting your own data. And shortly after that, we have Brian from National Geographic, who is a senior graphics editor, and he has really cool projects. So he'll be splitting his time half-half with projects versus talking about the role in a newsroom of a digital editor. And yeah, throughout November, you'll continue working your projects. We'll get more specific workshops on skills. So if we have people that are working on a lot of map related projects, we'll work really hard to get those workshops going. Those are really shapeable by you. Whatever you're working on, we'll try and tailor them the best we can. And we'll start publishing pilot articles on the new site. So like we said, shorter articles can totally go up there, and those will kind of roll straight into finalizing the project's peer review, so making sure that groups can kind of interface and get feedback on each other, proofing, and of course a final review with Melanie. She's an associate, so her name is like with the club. We want to make sure that our methodology is ethical and we don't get like sued. So yeah, and finally we'll just be publishing the bigger projects at the end of the semester with a final deadline and planning for next semester. Getting feedback. So now, if we haven't answered this question, we will answer it now. What is data journalism? And these are 3 examples of what it is. And I think the best way to kind of define it is with examples. And it is an emerging field becoming increasingly prevalent in newsrooms and companies worldwide. We have research divisions, coding divisions of all different types of companies. For example, like data and financial technology, there's data journalism in there, you know? And this quote is also really good by Cairo. He said, "Visualizations no longer just complement a written story. In our increasingly data-driven world, they're becoming a mainstream story form and an essential tool for journalists." And we kind of split up the types of projects into 3 different categories so that we can try and organize your workflows and make sure that you have the best assistance that you need. So short form is a journalism form. There are some examples here. So if you've seen The Economist's daily charts, this is a static visualization. It just talks about one question: how many people are climbing Mount Everest over time? And it answers it really effectively. It's an interesting question and it conveys it very shortly. So this would be something that you could publish basically immediately. If you have something that you want to workshop and just add a little bit of tweaks to for the format, we can go. There's also Nabil Hussein's example of an interactive map. He just took a data set about incarceration in New York City over time, and the map kind of highlights accordingly to different years, whichever one you choose, which districts are more, concentrated with arrests. And finally, something like this, like number of books read versus relationships. So these are very short, but they also do tell a story if you want to look at them deeper. Like they have different storylines, and though they're short, they are conveying information just the same. There's mid form, which we literally made up. It's between short form and long form, which are actually things, but these are just a little bit more involved. So these are interactions. They have multiple visualizations sometimes. If you can see, the graphics are kind of more refined. They used some artistic tools as well and some colors. These are kind of like visual essays. They can ask maybe like 1 or 2 questions and compare different metrics. And finally, there's long form. So I'm going to show an actual example of this from one of our speakers that's coming in late October. Her name is Guang Yu. These are full-scale narratives. You've probably seen them with like New York Times Interactive. They did a big one for COVID. They're often like scrolling essays. They have a lot of different questions that they're asking. And this is an example of it. So this might take a little bit to load. But yeah, this is an example of a full-scale, basically like a web app asking a question about loneliness. And you can see here that they take data from the user while you're interacting with the article. They tailor it to what you put in, and then they tell you an entire story. And it's extremely involved with code. There's lots of aesthetics involved as well. And it shows you information while walking you through different metrics of data. I think this part is really cool as well in terms of how long people have been lonely for, and it really emphasizes. So yeah, that's an example. And coming back to this, these will be usually done in groups. So if you are code heavy and you don't know how to storytell, not only will we have workshops, but you can partner up with an English major or somebody that is used to writing narratives for their major, and you can work together, learn from each other, and put in the time to make something big like this. And now we're going to garner some feedback from you all about the curriculum. So like I just said, we have many workshops that are still in the air, and I have made this tiny URL with different skills that we are thinking about having. Our e-board knows some of these, so we're already kind of formulating who's going to be teaching what. If you want to go to this right now, or maybe later after, we'll be sending out the link again. But this will just ask you to rank what you want, so we can try and get some feedback. If there are any others that you want to learn, any languages, skills, feel free to put it in the chat. And if you know any of these skills and are interested in teaching them with us, we would love that. We would welcome that as well. So just reach out to us about that as well. Any questions or recommendations for this slide? Okay, feel free to send it in the Slack or just email us if anything comes up, and throughout the semester even. If you're thinking that these are a little bit too technical or they're not capturing the full extent you want, definitely let us know and we'll take that into account. And Dana will be talking about speakers and workshops that we have coming up. Well, first Melanie is going to talk about her own workshop.
Let's see. Oh, I was looking at the Google slides and not the Zoom slides. So yeah, this workshop that I'll be hosting will be about
Okay, that was really unfortunate. Okay, Melanie, if you can hear, I think you froze.
But yeah, either way, we're gonna send out the information on this. But
Okay, yeah, wow, that was like perfect timing. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is about scraping. She's gonna also cover data ethics as a crash course, and we'll be recording that and sending it out as well, because it's mandatory training basically before you write an article or like go about wasting your time scraping unethical data is just to know, you know, what the rules are for it. And the next one, Dana, do you want to go?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the first speaker that we have coming up on Thursday, October 8th from 5 to 6 p.m. It's going to be data graphics with Minami Funakoshi. And like we mentioned before, she's a graphics and data visualization journalist for Thomson Reuters in New York. She used to work more in text and video reporting, but she transitioned to data visualization. So she's going to be kind of talking about her projects and her role at Reuters and how, I don't know, she changed her role to this. And then she's also going to be introducing some tools and methodology for working in journalism, and we're so excited to have her. She has a bunch of cool projects, so we hope to see you there.
I'm going to plug one more time also this brainstorming meeting, again, extremely casual. Just come and spill your brains. It'll help everybody collaborate more, and just you can meet people in the club as well. And these are some resources to get started. So if you're already looking at writing, you know that you want to be a part of this, we have lots of resources here. So data journalism, if you're still not sure what it is, which is totally fair, you can see more courses that are directly open source for people to learn about it. You have creative coding with processing, which is what a lot of people use to make their like visualizations kind of pretty. There's open source code and different data sources. I'm sure some of you know Kaggle, but there's so many other ones too. So just data repos, or if you do come to the brainstorming meeting and say, I'm interested in this topic, but I don't know where to go for data, we will help you look for that.
Yeah,
And
I
finally,
also want to plug that we have our very own Roper Center for Public Opinion Research, and it's like a huge, vast library of like public opinion surveys, and like it's in Rhodes Hall right there. Pretty cool that we have that.
Yes, Dana works there, that's why. But it's awesome, it's a good resource. And Melanie's back.
That was extremely weird. My computer just totally turned off.
Whoa. Okay, perfect timing too. Like right when you were like, it cut off.
I know.
But do you want to go back to that?
I'll just quickly say, well, first of all, I feel like that's a good teachable moment, that things will go wrong and we will persevere. Technical things always go wrong. But yeah, basically, as I'm sure you all know, social media data is a really rich source of data for understanding culture and current events. And yeah, I'll just walk us through how to work with the Twitter API and Reddit's APIs, and what the difference is between web scraping and APIs, and how we can think about user privacy and different ethical concerns about users' creative works and how we might be manipulating them. So that's
yes. So awesome. So yeah, that'll be on October 15th again. And yeah, the last thing is a big thank you to everybody who has supported us this far. I hope that you write with us, and I hope that you give us feedback. If there was anything you found like blaringly missing from this, let us know. Again, this is our first semester, so we are extremely flexible to literally any feedback. And I see this question, where will the recording for this meeting be uploaded? It's probably going to be an unlisted video on YouTube. Yeah. And in the future, for speakers and workshops, we'll be making those public, just because this is a meeting. It's going to be unlisted, but we will also email that out. And yes, any other questions? This is your time to talk. I know that we've been like going on, but any questions at all? Any feedback?
I had a question about, I guess just this club in general. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make the general body meetings since I have class during this time, but can I still attend the seminars and the workshops and stuff like that?
Yes, definitely. They are open to the public. So even people who have never even heard of Cornell Data Journal will be arriving to those. So yes, I think this is also a good time to poll, like, does this time not work at all for anybody else? If it really only works for like a few people, we can consider changing it too. And we will be recording meetings, Nicole, so.
Yeah, I can send out a survey in my follow-up email to see if this time works for everyone, and everyone that was interested and couldn't come today. So yeah, it's a good point to make.
Nice. Any other questions?
I just had a general question. I don't know if I missed it or something, but if we want to, like, I guess, write for their journal, do we just like contact the respective like lead editor that we want to talk to?
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Another thing is, if you have an idea of what you want to write about, definitely come to the brainstorming meeting next week if you can. That'll be a good place to connect with potential team members. And do you want to write and also code, or are you just looking to write?
Probably mostly coding for this semester.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you'll just engage with the brainstorming meeting if you can, and we'll have this open after the meeting too. And once people sign up for their ideas and once people express like what projects they're going to be on, we'll like contact you one-on-one to start working with everybody.
Okay, awesome.
Anything else?